I bought this bandolin recently on eBay. The bandolin is not to be confused with the bandolim, which has the letter M at the end and which is the Portuguese word for mandolin. I came across this bandolin when I was browsing through mandolins on eBay, which is not to say that I do not have enough mandolins in my collection already. As far as I can tell, the bandolin is not well known outside of the mountainous regions of Ecuador. On eBay, you can find South American vendors selling South American-made instruments, including guitars, mandolins, charangos, cuatros, cavaquinhos, bandolas, and so on, but nobody from South America selling bandolins. I bought this one from a seller in the United States. This one has a black ebony fingerboard, and in general, when you are browsing online auctions for stringed instruments, a black ebony fingerboard may be an auspicious indication that the maker may have used good materials and workmanship in making the instrument. This requinto guitar that I have, for example, it was made in Colombia. It doesn't have an ebony fingerboard, and it's a very poor quality instrument. Now, for some of you, this observation may already be obvious, and some of you may have had different experiences, but that's just my observation based on my experiences. One thing to look for is if it has an ebony fingerboard. It's also generally a good idea to use Google to search any information that you can about the maker of the instrument before bidding, but this one has no label to indicate who made it at all, and I could find very little information on the internet about bandolins, only that it's a 15-string musical instrument played at festivals in the Andean region of Ecuador. But I was very lucky. This turned out to be very nice, a very well-crafted instrument. It included a very nicely made case as well, and it says Ecuador inside the case, so that's a good sign that it was made in Ecuador. Another tip, try not to pay too much for things on internet auctions, as you are always taking a risk. The bandolin is something like a cross between a guitar and a mandolin. It has a total of 15 strings, as I said, 5 courses of 3 strings each. Let's see if you can see that better. Mandolins usually have 8 strings, 4 courses of 2 strings each. The bottom course has 3 E strings. The middle E string is thicker and is tuned to the E below middle C on the piano. The other 2 E strings are an octave higher, the same as the E above middle C. The next course has 3 A strings. The middle A string is thicker and is tuned to the A below middle C on the piano. The other 2 A strings are an octave higher, the same as the A above middle C on the piano. After that, you have 3 D strings in unison, 3 F sharp strings in unison on the next course, and finally, the last course is 3 B strings in unison. The upper B string is the same as the B that's at the 2nd fret of the A string on the mandolin. And the tuning is essentially the same as that of a guitar, with the capo placed at the 7th fret. Hence the chords have the same form as guitar chords, minus the bottom E string of the guitar. So the D chord has the form of a guitar G chord. The G chord has the form of a guitar C chord. And the A chord has the form of a guitar D chord. That's the same as the guitar when the capo is placed at the 7th fret, way up here. And here is an E major scale. Well, I made it through. The body of the bandolin is almost 4 inches thick, about a ½ inch thicker than the body of my guitar. It's almost 33 inches long and about 11 inches wide at the widest point. You can find a few bandolin tutorials in Spanish on YouTube. Nobody seems to be doing any regular bandolin uploads at the moment, but I'll place a link to my bandolin playlist in the description below. So until next time, happy strumming!